Hi everybody, so today we're going to continue learning about our odd and even numbers. So before we start, see if you can write down the odd numbers between 0 and 10 and the even numbers between 0 and 10. Pause the video, off you go. Okay, let's check then. So here we have our, not sure what numbers are these odd or even? What do you think? There are even numbers, so hopefully you've written down 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 in your even numbers. And then what about these ones then? Are these odd or even? They're odd, aren't they? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 are all odd numbers, and hopefully you wrote those ones down. So remember, all we're looking at is the ones digit if we're looking at bigger numbers, because it doesn't matter what the number is. It could be a 10-digit number. As long as that ones digit ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, it's an odd number. And if it ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8, it's an even number. So let's have a look then at this. So I'm going to look at even numbers. So an even number can be split into 2 odd parts or 2 even parts. So if I chose number 6, I can see here, look, let me put my laser pen on, and then you can see my pointing. So I've chosen number 6 here, haven't I? Okay, and the 6 can be split into 5 and 1, so I've done it with the numicon, or I've done it with my numbers, or a 6 could be split into 4 and 2. So it can be split into 2 odd parts, and it can be split into 2 even parts. See if you can choose a number less than 10 and partition it into 2 parts to see if you get the same. So choose any number that's even, an even number, it's got to be choose an even number that's less than 10. Obviously it can't be number 6 because I've done this one, to see if you can find that it splits into 2 odd parts and 2 even parts. Or see if you get odd and an even. So I'll repeat that again because it is a little bit trickier today. Choose an even number less than 10 and partition it into 2 parts, so using your cherry diagram, and see if you get 2 odd parts and then 2 even parts from all the different ways that you can split it. Okay, so I've split it 2 different ways, haven't I here? I could have done 6 as 3 and 3 as well, couldn't I? But again, that's 2 odd parts, so I want to see if this is right. So choose an even number less than 10 and partition it into your cherry diagrams in all the ways that you can think of. Remember, even number. Off you go. Okay, don't forget to send it across on tapestry so I can see. So let's have a look again. Why can't an even number be partitioned into an even number and an odd number? Why do you think that? Why can't it be split into an even number and an odd number? So like we've just said, if I chose 6, it splits into 5 and 1, which are 2 odd numbers. If I choose 6 again, I split it into 2 even numbers. Why can't it be an even and an odd? Pause the video and have a little think. And are yours the same with the number that you chose? Did you find a way that splits an even number and you get an odd and an even as the parts? Or is it every time, like mine, if you split an even number, you get 2 odds or you get 2 evens? Very tricky today, isn't it, guys? Okay, so have a little think. Why do you think we can't do that? And are yours the same as mine? Have you got 2 odd or 2 even ways when splitting an even number? Fantastic. Okay, so there aren't really any answers today. It's just a case of you doing it and then sending it across to me on tapestry so I can see your work. All right. So odd numbers. Let's do the same thing, but with an odd number. So when I split an odd number, I can split it into 1 odd part and 1 even part. So whereas when we split an even number, we have 2 odd parts, and then we could have 2 even parts. When I split an odd number, I get 1 even part and 1 odd part. So I've chosen 7 here, and there are other ways I could have done it. So I could have done 5 and 2, again, odd and even. I could have done 6 and 1, again, odd and even parts. So choose a number, an odd number, less than 10, and split it into 2 different ways, thinking about all the different ways and combinations that you can do that. Remember, you've got to choose an odd number as your whole and see if you find the same. Have you always got 1 part odd and 1 part even? Off you go. Okay, so let's have another look then. Why do you think an odd number cannot be partitioned into two odd parts? Why do you think that is? Pause the video and have a little think. Yeah, if we have a look at the Numicon, look, for example, the 7, if we chop off that 1, we're always going to have 1 there, aren't we? So that's our odd, and the rest is even. If I chopped off 3, like I've done, then my other part is 4, which is even. So that's why we can't. Wonder if you said the same. Oh, all done for today. So maybe you could try other ways. So you might have chosen 8 and then you might have chosen 5. See if you can choose other numbers if you want to have a go, and see if you can find a way to that's different to mine, that defies the odds. So remember, when we get an even number, we either have 2 odd and 2 even, or if we choose an odd number, we have an odd and an even. Very confusing today, isn't it, guys? But if you want to do some more, choose any odd or even number below 10 to see if you can find if there is a way. Take care.